All right, we're here with trainer James Gogue of Marines Boxing Academy. James, last year you had a pretty big year. You stayed pretty active, had a lot of big fights with a lot of your fighters. Talk to us about that.
Well, the momentum from last year, we're going to take it on to this year. And, man, I got a lot of fights coming up. I've been busy. My first fight is, my guy's fighting in Arkansas tomorrow in the regionals. Ricky, my little amateur prospect. He won the state silver gloves, so he's advanced to the regionals. See how he does there. Oh yeah, Tito, he's fighting February 6th on that top rank card. My partner Don Chargan got that deal with Bruce Trampler of Top Rank to get him on the card. It's a tough fight too. I can't remember who we were fighting, but it's a tough kid. Then February the 20th, I got Tigre and La Manasa. They're fighting on the card in Brownsville, where Sergio, Time to Shine Perales is going to be an event. So I got both them guys fighting. Then the following week, I got to go to LA with Loopy. We're fighting Charles Herta from Golden Boys. It's a Golden Boys show. It's going to be on the Fox Sports Network, February the 25th. Then 2 weeks after that, I got the everything looks good. Like I said, I don't want to jump the gun, but everything's been agreed upon on principle. We just got to get the contract. And Antonio Margarito in Dallas at the new Cowboy Stadium will be the co-main event. The main event will be Manny Pacquiao and Joshua Clottey. So my plate's full, for the next month and a half or 2 months.
Well, that's great. I mean, you got a lot of big fights coming your way. Just consistent fights, one after the other. But obviously the biggest one is probably going to be Carson Jones possibly fighting Antonio Margarito. Everything looks good. It looks like they're just waiting to see if Margarito's going to get relicensed. And talk to me a little bit about that fight. How do you feel about taking on Antonio Margarito?
That's what I live for. That's why I'm in this sport, is to fight in fights like that. I've been in a lot of big fights before. This is going to be at the Cowboy Stadium. So this reminds me of the fight back in in my younger days as a trainer, when I had Tony the Tiger Lopez. We fought Julio Cesar Chavez over there in Monterrey, Mexico, and there was like 35,000 people there. So I've been in that type of environment before, and plus a lot of big fights in Vegas I fought under, and so like I said, I'm excited. That's why I'm in this business, to fight in big shows like this. So, but it's gonna be a tough one. That Margarito is, he's, oh yeah, he's a steamroller. So we'll be prepared. We'll be ready though.
Okay, now Carson is coming off a huge win against Tyrone Brunson. He held the most consecutive knockouts in the first round. Carson was able to dominate him pretty much, knocked him down in the third round, and got the stoppage also in the third round. Talk to me a little bit about that fight. We saw you there on Showtime.
Oh yeah, like I said, we were underdog coming into the fight, but I knew we were the better fighter. That guy was kind of a fabricated record. Guys like that, fought a bunch of nobodies with fabricated records. What is he, 21-0 with 20 knockouts? You call guys like that, paper tigers. The guy never was tested. Carson's been tested, so I knew, I had a good feeling that we were going to beat the odds. And what happened was, after the first round, I said, oh man, this fight's ours. I just knew it, because I knew the dude was kind of being tentative and everything. So I told Carson, just fill him out, see what he has, and then as the fight goes on, we're going to start taking it to him, and we're going to catch the guy. And that's what happened. We caught the guy with a good shot, a good right hand over his lazy jab.
Okay, now going back, how do you prepare for such a big name like Antonio Margarito? I know you have past experience with former world champions that you've trained, but what are you bringing to the table with Carson, and how are you guys going to prepare for Margarito?
Oh, Carson's different from other fighters. You gotta accentuate Carson's strengths, and which is his boxing skills, his hand speed. Then we got to add a lot of stuff to the game. We got to neutralize his pressure. Antonio Margarito, he's the kind of fighter that comes out and tests your manhood. So we got to neutralize that pressure, because if you let him, if you let him put that pressure on continuously through the whole fight, he's going to get that momentum. And once he gets that momentum, he's going to have that crowd behind him over there. So, number one, we got to, we have to neutralize that pressure. We got to be in tip-top shape, neutralize that pressure, and our defensive game plan got to be good, because we can't be getting hit with them big shots, or it ain't going to be a long fight. Then if we do that, we'll be competitive in the fight. We'll be all right.
Okay, now, last year you started off a little slow. You had that loss with Leolino Miranda, who was supposed to be be a little bit better than what we saw in that first fight.
Another paper tiger, you know.
Okay, but you know, you started off a little slow, but then you ended the year pretty strong with Carson's win over Tyrone Brunson, and Lupe, you know, also finally getting a win after several tough fights that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
He had that big win in Philadelphia on the other card of the Bernard Hopkins show. You know, talk to me about that fight.
Well, we were a big underdog going to that. Nobody thought we had a chance in a prayer. You know, everybody. I know when I got up there, all you know, Bernard Hopkins and Shane Mosley at the press conferences. Oh yeah, you got to take a look at this guy we signed. Oh man, he's the real deal and all that. But you know, like I said, Lupe's he's a what do you call it? He's a seasoned, hard-nosed veteran, man. And I didn't think this kid been through the fire like Lupe. So I figured, you know, we can handle him. I told Lupe he's gonna come out smoking like he did. Just handle the first round. Then after that, you know, don't get caught with good hard shots. We'll be fine. Just put that pressure on him. That guy will wilt. He never, you know, he didn't. You know, that guy had more talent than Lupe, but Lupe had more experience. He knew how to fight through the hard times in a fight, the fires. That guy didn't. You know, when he hit Lupe with his best shots, Lupe handled it. But when Lupe started putting the pressure on him, you could see he started losing his composure. He's a young guy. He's a young, inexperienced guy. So, you know, maybe he'll make him a better fighter. But I knew, you know, after the first round, I pretty much told Lupe, just put the pressure on him. We'll be all right. You know, we'll beat him. Okay.
Now, James, you know, you have quite a bit on your plate for this upcoming year. Congratulations on your big wins ending the last year. But is there anything else that you want to say before we close through myuniversalsports.com?
Oh, no, just thank you, Adrian. You know, you always come out and support us. Hey, you know, without your support, you keep the tension live in the Valley for boxing. I'd like to thank you and your dad and Julian and everybody from MyRGV Sports and all the fans that are tuning in. I got a lot on my plate, but it's going to get bigger too. As the year goes on, we're going to get bigger fights because La Manasa is ready for big fights. You know, he's there. I mean, he's going to get this tune-up, and after that, you know, he's ready to step up to this type of fights for Carson. He's ready, and Tigre too. Tigre's right behind him. He's ready to show. You know, in fact, everything goes right, and Tigre behaves. You know, I think I got a pretty good TV fight for him. And Tito, of course, you know, he's ready to start elevating up the ladder. Not the type of fights Carson or La Manasas, but you know, he'll be, you know, slowly, surely, he'll be. Me and Don got a plan for him, but. Like I said, I'd just like to thank you for the support, and you know, like I said, it's gonna get bigger. Everything goes to plan.
All right, James. Well, I appreciate the compliments. Madin's Promotions and yourself, you guys have quite a bit of a stable now. Very solid stable, you know. And you know, and
yeah, it's good. Look, when I started this 2.5 years ago, I told myself we had nobody. Tito was my first fighter, and I told myself and Julio, hey, everywhere I went to, I've been blessed to have good fighters, and I told myself it ain't gonna be no different. Like I said, I had nothing, but you know, I work hard every day, man. You know, I'm here, 5 hours a day after I get off work. I'm here, till like 10:30 at night, and you can see how the time and the effort and the sweat I put into my guys, and like I said, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. Right now, I've been 2.5 years, and it's pretty, it's doing pretty good. And as the years go on, there's more and more fighters are gonna join the stable, which they are doing right now. So, thank God, But it's hard. It's a lot of hard work, man. And I wish I had 2 coaches to help me, but I do what I got to do.
All right, James. Well, once again, thank you for the interview, and we'll be keeping an eye on you guys, and look forward to hearing more about you guys.
Hopefully, everything will be fine. Everything we're gonna prepare good, like I always do. We'll told my guys, to make the full sacrifices, keep their focus and discipline, and once you focus and discipline, the execution is gonna come. So we'll be all right.
Okay, James. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian, and MyRGV Sports.